Saram students, I hope you all are fine. Today let us continue with the revision of political science. Lesson number 2, diversity and discrimination. Children, in our previous class we had revised about difference and prejudice, creating stereotypes, inequality and discrimination. And today we shall revise about on being discriminated against and striving for equality. Now children, let us begin with the revision. The first topic that we will revise is on being discriminated against. Children, you know that people are engaged in different kinds of work like teaching, carpentry, pottery, weaving, fishing, farming, etc. to earn a livelihood. However, certain kinds of work are valued more than others. So, what are the occupations that are considered as good? Teaching, carpentry, pottery, weaving, fishing, farming, etc. are considered as good. And children, can you mention the activities that are considered as less valued? Activities like cleaning, washing, cutting hair, picking garbage are seen as tasks that are of less value, and people who do this work, they are seen as dirty or impure, and this belief is an important aspect of the caste system. Children, what do you mean by caste system? In the caste system, communities or groups of people, they were placed in a sort of ladder where each caste was either above or below the other. And who considered themselves as superior? Those who placed themselves at the top of this ladder, they called themselves as superior. And who are untouchables? The groups who were placed at the bottom of the ladder, they were seen as unworthy and called untouchables. Children, what were the caste rules that were set for untouchables? The caste rules that were set for untouchables did not allow the so-called untouchables to take on work other than what they were meant to do. Here we can take some examples. That is, some groups were forced to pick garbage and remove dead animals from the village, and they were not allowed to enter the homes of the upper castes or take water from village well or even enter temples, and their children could not sit next to children of other castes in school. Thus, upper castes acted in ways which did not give same rights as they enjoyed. Children, what do you mean by Dalit? Dalit is a term that people belonging to so-called lower castes use to address themselves. They prefer this word to untouchable, and Dalit means those who have been broken. And this word, according to Dalits, shows how social prejudices and discrimination have broken the Dalit people. Children, what is a name that is used by the government for Dalits? The government refers to this group of people as scheduled castes. And here in this picture, we can see some children. They are being made to sit separately in the classroom because of one's background. And what is it form of? It is a form of discrimination. Now let's revise about one famous person, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, who was one of the greatest leaders of India, and he shares his first experience of caste-based discrimination, which took place in 1901 when he was just 9 years old, and he had gone with his brothers and cousins to meet his father in Koregaon, which is now in Maharashtra. That is, these children, they were waiting at the station for a long time. And the station master he came and he inquired about their tickets. These children they told that they were bound for Koregaon and they were waiting for father or his servant to come. But neither had turned up and they did not know how to reach Koregaon. And these children they were well dressed, and from their dress or talk no one could make out that they were the children of untouchables. And the station master he thought that they were the Brahmin children, and he was extremely touched at the plight in which he found them. And he asked them who they were, and without a moment's thought, Dr. Ambedkar said that they were Mahars. Children, what is Mahar? Mahar is one of the communities which are treated as untouchables in the Bombay Presidency. And the station master was stunned and he went back to his room. And these children they were standing there where they were. And after 15 to 20 minutes, the sun was almost setting. But neither their father or the servant had turned up. And the station master he had also left them. And these children they were quite bewildered, that is, they were confused. And the joy and happiness which they felt at the beginning of the journey gave way to a feeling of extreme sadness. And after half an hour, the station master returned and asked them what they wanted to do. They said that if they could get a bullock cart on hire, they would go to Koregaon and they would start straightway. The station master told them that there were many bullock carts plying for hire. But Dr. Ambedkar said that they were Mahars, and when they went out among the cartmen, no one was prepared to suffer being polluted by carrying the passengers of the untouchable classes, and that they were prepared to pay double the fare. But they found out that money did not work. The station master who was negotiating on their behalf, he stood silent and did not know what to do. Thus, it would be difficult if people could not move easily from one place to the other, and how insulting and hurtful it is to have people move away, refuse to touch you, or allow you to drink water from the same source as they do. So this small incident, it shows how a simple task of going from one place to another in a cart was not available to the children, even though they could pay the money. And all the cartmen at the station, they refused to take the children, and they acted in a discriminatory manner. Thus, this story shows us caste-based discrimination is not only limited to preventing Dalits from undertaking certain economic activities, but it also denies them the respect and dignity that is given to others. Now let us revise more about Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. Children, who is considered as the father of the Indian Constitution? Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar is considered as the father of the Indian Constitution, and he is also the best known leader of the Dalits. And what did he fight for the Dalit community? Dr. Ambedkar, he fought for the rights of the Dalit community. And in which caste was he born? He was born into the Mahar caste, which was considered untouchable. And the Mahars, they were poor. They owned no land, and children born to them also had to do the work their parents did, and they lived in spaces that were outside the main village and were not allowed into the village. So, who was Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar? He was a noted Dalit leader, and he himself was a Dalit and fought for the rights of the Dalits. And who was the first person from Dalit community to go to England for higher education? Dr. Ambedkar was the first person from his caste who completed his college education and went to England to become a lawyer, and he encouraged Dalits to send their children to school and college. He also urged Dalits to take on different kinds of government jobs in order to move out of the caste system, and he led many efforts of Dalits to gain entry into temples. Now let us revise about striving for equality, that is the struggle for freedom from British rule. It also included within it the struggle of large groups of people who not only fought against the British but also fought to be treated more equally, that is the Dalits, women, tribals and peasants. They fought against the inequalities that they experienced in their lives. What did the Dalits, women, tribals and peasants do to end inequality? Many Dalits, they fought for gaining entry into temples, and the women, they demanded right to education as men did, and the peasants and tribals, they fought for freedom from money lenders and from high rates of interests. Children, what were our leaders concerned about when India became a nation in 1947? When India became a nation in 1947, our leaders, they were concerned about the different kinds of inequalities that existed, and those who wrote the Constitution of India, that is a document that laid out the rules by which the nation would function. They were aware of the ways in which discrimination had been practiced in our society and how people had struggled against this. And many leaders of the struggles, such as Dr. Ambedkar, had also fought for the rights of the Dalits. So, what did these leaders do? These leaders, they set out a vision and goals in the Constitution. Why? To ensure that all the people of India were considered equal. And what is it that unites all Indians? Equality of all persons is seen as a key value that unites us all as Indians. And which responsibility is placed by the Constitution on the government? The Constitution has placed the responsibility on the government to take specific steps to realize this right to equality for poor and other such marginal communities. And the writers of the Constitution also said that respect for diversity was a significant element in ensuring equality. And they said that no one language, religion or festival should become compulsory for all to follow. And they said that the government must treat all religions equally. Now children, let's discuss. What does the Constitution say with regard to equality? And why do you think it is important for all people to be equal? With regard to equality, the Constitution said that people are free to choose the kind of work they wish to do, and everyone has equal rights and opportunities, and everyone is free to compete for government jobs, and right to equality is for poor and other such marginal communities, and untouchability is seen as a crime and has been legally abolished by law. And it is important for all people to be equal so that all of them have the freedom to follow their religion, speak their language, celebrate their festivals and express themselves freely. And respect for diversity can only be achieved by equality. Children, India is a secular country. What does this mean? This means that people of different religions and faiths have the freedom to practice and follow their religion without any fear of discrimination. And how is this seen as an important element? This is seen as an important element of our unity. That means we all live together and respect one another. Children, what is the supreme law of India? The Constitution of India is the supreme law of India. And who was the chairman of drafting committee? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He was the chairman of the drafting committee and he is widely considered to be its chief architect. And what does the first page of the Constitution state? The first page of the Constitution, it clearly states that all Indians are entitled to equality of status and opportunity. Though these ideals are enshrined in the Constitution, but inequalities exist even today. And equality is a value that we have to keep striving for and not something which will happen automatically. And the people's struggles and positive actions by the government are necessary to make this a reality for all Indians. Now children, let's do a quiz. Tick the correct options. First one, Dash is considered the father of the Indian Constitution. A. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. B. Mahatma Gandhi. C. Jawaharlal Nehru. D. Sardar Patel. What's the correct option? Correct. A. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar is considered the father of the Indian Constitution. Second one, many Dalits had organized themselves to gain entry into Dash. A. Temples. B. Palaces. C. Cities. D. Markets. What's the correct option? Correct. A. Temples. Many Dalits had organized themselves to gain entry into temples. Third one, Dash of all persons is seen as a key value that unites us all as Indians. A. Diversity. B. Equality. C. Discrimination. D. Inequality. What's the correct option? B. Equality. Equality of all persons is seen as a key value that unites us all as Indians. Children, today we have completed the revision of part 2 of Political Science lesson number 2. So, read this lesson thoroughly. Till we meet again, goodbye and take care.